Hey y'all, what is good? Welcome to Mo Life. If you are new, my name is Morgan. This channel we talk about life, love, health, relationships, all that good stuff. If you are returning, welcome back. Today I have a little bit of a different video to share with you guys. So I wanted to bring it up because it's been on my mind. I've experienced it firsthand a lot recently, and I wanted to speak on it because I do feel very passionately about the negative impacts that it's having on kids on the future. So I thought it was important to bring up. The topic for this video is kids and social media and having a phone. Parents, I am begging you to block social media on your kids' phones. This video is also for anybody who watches kids, whether you're a teacher, caregiver, babysitter, any type of role where you're in charge of looking after a kid. I highly recommend you watch this video just so you have an idea of what it's doing to kids. So I could sit here and spit a bunch of statistics and facts at you, but I would much rather speak from my personal experience. I work with kids from the age of 6 all the way up until middle school, so I see what this is doing to kids every single day on a day-to-day basis. So I felt like I wanted to speak from my own personal experience. So to give you an idea of what I've seen and what I've dealt with, we have 6-year-olds with full-blown smartphones come to the center, and this is all the way up. Six-year-olds to obviously kids in high school have iPhones and smartphones now. The number one things that I see this doing is it takes away from kids being kids. Instead of kids talking to each other, playing with each other, being creative, being active, kids are choosing to sit on their phones or isolate themselves from a group just so they can sit on their phone and watch some TikTok videos. I see this happening all the time, and kids are super reluctant to put their phone away or to listen to adults. Oftentimes it comes to you have to tell them it's going to be some type of consequence in order for them to even realize what they're doing is a problem. I remember being younger, not having a phone was the best thing ever. You got to make up your own games. You got to talk to all your friends. You got to be creative, be goofy, not have to worry about whose photo I'm in, if I look bogus, if my views got this many, if my TikTok got this many views, if I'm all this and that. It isn't a problem. It's adding on stress unnecessarily to kids who have absolutely no business worrying about how their social media accounts are doing. Just ridiculous. No 10-year-old needs to be concerned about if their TikTok dance got enough views or likes. It's just absurd. There's much more important kid stuff they should be dealing with. Second thing is they are straight up watching inappropriate things. I can't even tell you the number of 6 and 7-year-olds that I work with and that I see that have done extremely explicit stuff, whether it's sexual movements, sexual noises. The number of kids I've had to tell stop moaning, I'm bro, this is ridiculous. There's so many studies that show that the average age of kids who watch porn is decreasing. I've easily met 6 and 7-year-olds who are watching porn. I've asked them and they've told me. This isn't some statistic. This is I know firsthand 7-year-olds who have access to this stuff and are watching it and know that they are watching it. And it's not even just porn. I don't think parents understand how inappropriate TikTok and YouTube is. When I tell you, we have dance parties where I work with these kids, we'll put on TikTok dances, just the music, or we'll just have a regular dance party. Little girls and boys are they're twerking, they're bouncing up and down inappropriate stuff. They're pretending to strip, go down the fireman's pole like a stripper. There's extremely inappropriate things that they're seeing, and obviously they're kids. They're just gonna copy what they see because that's how they learn, that's what they do. But it's they don't understand what they're doing, and by them doing it over and over again, they don't think it's a problem. But in reality, it's extremely inappropriate for their age. Also, I don't know if it's just this generation or it's because of social media. I have never heard kids cuss so much in my life, especially in front of adults. We have kids cuss all the time at our center and do not care. I promise you they don't care. It's just they're seeing, they're listening to lyrics or listening to music videos or TikTok videos, and they just, since they're listening to it and watching it in school, it's directly translating to their real life after they watch those videos. Also, I don't know if this is a trend anywhere else, but I've been noticing lately, so I work with predominantly Black and brown kids. Lately, like this past school year, kids have been calling each other monkeys and gorillas. Now, I don't know if this is like some type of like trend or some type of like video. I've heard it from more than one kid, more than one friend group, more than one school. So it's just like a concept of like kids repeating stuff that they don't understand, and they don't understand like the history of something. Like, I know this is nothing new, but it's just a matter of like something that's so racist, like being thrown around and like kids literally having no idea and like thinking it's funny, to me like does not sit well at all and is extremely problematic. So just like different trends like that they're learning and just like repeating without having any type of knowledge or insight on. All right, number 3 is kids are meeting up with adults. Whether or not you want to think that your kid wouldn't do this or would do this, it is so easy to message anybody on social media, to get a hold of their information, to know where they live, to know their phone number, to learn anything about them. If your kids are posting anything about where they live, what school they go to, even like what they look like I don't think any youth has any business like posting that much about how they look or what they're doing. I recently saw a thing on Facebook that was talking about how a mom posted a picture of her child, and this is not like shaming the mom, but it's like to show you that people will do this stuff. The mom posted a picture of her child. A creepy person saved the same photos of her kid that she took and then reposted them on his Facebook page saying it was his child. So I don't know about you, but I would never ever want my child being portrayed as anybody other than my child. Just one that's like insanely creepy, it's dangerous, and you just like don't know who's gonna do what with your child's information. But back on meeting people online and like making it actually a dangerous situation. Again, this is from firsthand experience. There is a student that I dealt with that met somebody on social media. They exchanged more personal information. I think it was like Snapchat information. And they literally almost met up in person. This is a 10-year-old girl and a grown man. Like, you might think you trust your kids, but you have no idea what they're doing, and they don't know the danger of what lies ahead. Anybody can act nice, anybody can seem like a good person, but like if you don't know what your kids are doing and you don't have control over it, it's just not worth it, especially in a scenario that's like that dangerous. All right, number 4 is like body image issues, mental health issues, and like the comparison factor. So obviously there's been a bunch of studies done and how social media negatively impacts people's like body image issues, like comparison. So that would go into like anxiety, even depression, like people missing out, FOMO, all that stuff. Now you take those same mental health issues and you put them inside of a child's brain who isn't even close to being developed, and it's magnified. I work with little girls who hate the way they look. They call themselves ugly. They call themselves fat. They are very, very mean to themselves. They talk down about themselves. They're wearing clothes that I wouldn't consider appropriate for their age. There's a lot of things that go into play when you put fake images, like photoshopped images, like people's bodies who are fake. You put those type of images inside of an adult, and then you put those same images in front of a child. Like, what that's gonna do to that child's development. Like, body image issues already mess up so many adult women and men. Why would we subject our children to the same thing when their brains are that much more vulnerable? At least when you're an adult, you've had like the background of like, hey, like I haven't always had this exposure. Like, I know that I can, do some growth and like move out of it. But like kids, like if you grow up seeing that, like it's ingrained even more, and it's going to be that much harder for them to unlearn that stuff. And obviously this ties into like mental health. Exposing kids to like this much information and this many people, and it's just not good for their brain. And last but not least, it is a waste of their time and energy, in my opinion. So like literally we'll have kids come in, they'll like, they come in the classroom and they'll just like sit on their phone. Just sit and like scroll and like it'll be like nothing of substance. I've asked kids, I'm like, oh, like, hey, like, what do you do after school? Go on my phone. Hey, like, what'd you do this weekend? Nothing. I just sat on my phone, like on TikTok watching videos. Like, they're wasting their life away. Like, this is all the opportunity where they could be learning how to like socialize, doing different activities. Like, I understand like not every family's in a position to like have their kids do super like extravagant things, but it's like encouraging your kids to read, or like encouraging your kids to like go outside and play or do other things, or like be creative and like learn a skill or something. Social media is just draining so much time and energy from kids, and I don't think they realize that they're throwing away a part of their life that's supposed to be like one of the most like nostalgic and carefree, and like, you know what I mean? Like, when you look back on your childhood, it's like some of your favorite memories because of all like the fun stuff you did, and like the, you know, I didn't have any bills, I don't have any like worries like that. Like, that's being taken away from them because they're not even living in their own reality. They're spending their time in a virtual reality on stuff that is doing nothing to better them. So basically, to sum up this video, I just wanted to share this because this is stuff that I'm seeing on a first-hand basis in my own work, even just like out and about in public. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed this as well. Just kind of like formally addressing it and really, really encouraging parents and caregivers to reconsider what they're letting their kids do, what control they have on their smartphones. For safety purposes, I understand it's easy and so much cheaper to get your kid like a flip phone or something that's just like a track phone. That's all they need, I promise you. I don't care how much they, you know, like argue with you, say, oh my God, all the other kids are X, Y, and Z. Last time I checked, following the crowd didn't really do that much good for anybody. So being conscious about what you're allowing your children to see, and understanding like there are like real dangers and like real lifelong negative impacts that this can have. So with that, I'm gonna end this video. Thank you guys for watching so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I want you to comment below if you guys have seen this in your life as well. There's different scenarios and like what you guys think about it, because I know it's kind of controversial. Some parents are like, oh, it's okay, like it keeps them busy, and some parents, you know, are on the opposite side of the spectrum. So I'm interested in what you guys have to say. But with that, thank y'all again, and I will see y'all next time.